Most people think they know what love looks like in a dog. A wagging tail at the door, a happy face at dinner time, a playful burst of energy when you pick up the leash. And yes, those moments matter. But deep canine love often hides in quieter places, in the glance your dog gives you before looking away, in the way they follow your scent through the house like it is a trail of light, in the way their body softens around you as if your presence turns the world from stone into grass. Some dogs do not just enjoy their owners, they organize their emotional lives around them. They treat one human as a safe center, a living shelter, a compass that keeps the whole world from spinning too far off course. And when that happens, their love begins to appear in rare behaviors most people never notice. So in this video, we will explore 10 unusual signs that reveal when a dog does not just love you, but loves you deeply. Let us begin with something hiding in plain sight, the tail wag. Most people treat it like a universal symbol, as if every wag means the same thing. But dogs are more nuanced than that. Research on canine laterality suggests emotional processing is not evenly distributed across the brain. Positive approach emotions are linked more strongly to the left hemisphere. Because brain control crosses the body, that emotional state often appears as stronger movement on the right side. So when your dog sees you and the tail swings with a clear rightward bias, that movement may be saying more than simple excitement. It may be signaling positive emotional attachment, not just joy that someone arrived, but joy that you arrived. It is like the body speaking a dialect the mind never had to learn, a small physical detail carrying the weight of affection. Then there is another signal many owners misunderstand completely, the low, rumbling growl that appears during petting. You scratch the perfect spot behind the ears or along the chest. Your dog melts against you, and then you hear it, a soft sound from deep in the body. At first, it can feel confusing. Growling usually sounds like a warning, but this is different. This is not sharp, tense, or defensive. It is loose, warm, almost musical, like thunder heard from far away on a summer night. This kind of sound is often called a pleasure growl. It is one of the clearest signs that your dog feels so safe with you that their nervous system has stopped bracing. They are not preparing for danger. They are dissolving into comfort. And for an animal, that kind of surrender is never casual. It is built on trust. Now let us talk about the dog who follows you everywhere, to the kitchen, to the hallway, to the bathroom door where they sit like a quiet little guard between you and the rest of the world. People often laugh and call this clinginess, but when it happens consistently in a bonded dog, it often reflects something much deeper: attachment. Dogs are social animals, and some dogs use proximity to their trusted human as a way to regulate emotion. Your presence becomes a stabilizer, a moving source of calm, a heartbeat they can walk beside. So when they trail behind you from room to room, they are not always asking for food or entertainment. Sometimes they are simply staying close to the place where their nervous system feels most settled. You are not just the person in the house. You are the emotional gravity holding their inner world together. This same bond appears in another strange but deeply revealing behavior: the stolen shirt, the dirty socks pulled from the basket, the unwashed sweater dragged into the bed like treasure rescued from another kingdom. To us, it seems messy. To them, it makes perfect sense. A dog's nose lives in a richer world than ours. Scent is memory, identity, and reassurance all at once. Your smell tells them who belongs, who is safe, who feels like home. That is why deeply bonded dogs so often choose used clothing over fresh laundry. Clean fabric may smell neutral. Your worn shirt smells alive with you. It carries your chemical signature like a handwritten note placed directly into their brain. When they sleep on it, they are not being naughty. They are wrapping themselves in the nearest version of your presence they can find. A deeply bonded dog does not just look for you with their eyes. They look for you with their nose, their paws, and their whole body. Love also appears in the places where fear disappears. Take the Splute, that ridiculous, adorable position where the hind legs stretch straight out behind the body. It looks silly, almost like the dog has melted across the floor like warm wax. But from a behavioral perspective, it reveals something important. The hind legs are part of the escape system. When danger is possible, the body keeps them ready, curled, prepared, able to launch into movement at a second's notice. But the Splute removes that readiness. It says, I do not need to run right now. I do not need to stay coiled like a spring. That is what makes it meaningful. A dog who rests like that in your home is showing more than comfort. They are showing a level of bodily trust. The environment feels safe enough that vigilance has loosened its grip. And often, that safety is tied directly to the emotional climate you create. Then there is the check-in glance. You see it at the park or on a new walking path. Your dog runs ahead, sniffing leaves, decoding scents, reading the world through their nose. But every so often they stop and look back at you. Not because you called them, not because they want a treat, but because they want to make sure you are still there. This is one of the most beautiful signs of secure attachment. The dog is exploring, but only with reference to you. You are the anchor point, the fixed star they navigate by. As long as they can find you with one quick glance, they are brave enough to keep moving outward into the unknown. And then we come to sleep, deep sleep, the kind where the paws twitch, the nose flickers, the tiny sounds escape, the body drifts fully into dreams. For wild animals, that state carries risk. Awareness drops, reactions slow. The world could change while they are absent inside their own mind. So when your dog falls into that heavy, dreaming sleep near you, something important is happening. They are trusting you to hold the edge of the world while they let go. They are handing over the role of sentry. It is like a soldier laying down their armor because someone else has taken the watch. That level of rest is not given lightly. It is offered where safety feels real. Then morning arrives. The light shifts. Your breathing changes. Your eyes begin to open. And somehow, your dog knows. Before the day has even fully entered the room, they are already there. Tail moving, eyes bright, body humming with happiness. This is not always about breakfast, and it is not just about going outside. For many dogs, the morning greeting feels like a reunion ritual, a small emotional sunrise. You were still here through the night. The bond held. The world remained intact. That is why some dogs greet waking with such pure, overflowing relief. It is not routine alone, it is gratitude expressed in motion. As if each morning your dog is saying, I get another day with you. And then there is the lean, simple, quiet, and profoundly intimate. You are standing still in the kitchen or by the counter, and suddenly your dog presses their body weight against your leg. Not jumping, not pawing, not asking for anything obvious, just leaning. It seems small, but it carries deep meaning. Dogs do not have hands to hold you with. They do not have words to say, stay right here with me. So sometimes they speak through pressure, through contact, through the trust of giving you part of their balance. When a dog leans, they are quite literally placing themselves in your support. It is physical closeness turned into emotional language, a full-body whisper that says your presence is enough. No toy required, no command needed. Just this moment of connection, steady and quiet, like a tree resting against the earth. And now we arrive at the rarest sign of all, the final behavior. the one that matters because it stands face to face with instinct itself. Food is ancient. Food is survival. Food speaks to some of the deepest systems in the animal brain. Hunger is not a preference. It is biology with urgency attached. And yet, in some extraordinary cases, a deeply bonded dog will choose the owner first. The food bowl is there, the smell is strong, the body wants to move toward it. But then your voice calls, or your arms open, and the dog turns away from the meal and comes to you. Think about what that means. For a moment, attachment outweighs appetite. The social bond rises above immediate reward. That is incredibly rare because it cuts against one of the oldest priorities in nature. It is like watching a compass needle ignore the pull of the earth and point instead toward one single human heart. When a dog chooses you over food, they are revealing something profound. You are not just part of the good things in life. You have become more important than the good thing itself. Not because food no longer matters, but because your presence has become its own form of nourishment. Emotional nourishment, psychological safety, relational meaning. That is why this final sign feels so powerful. It is devotion, measured not by excitement, but by priority. Not by what the dog enjoys, but by what they choose first. And in that choice, the truth becomes unmistakable. To your dog, you are not just loved, you are essential. Dog behavior is full of quiet messages. Some are easy to see. Others are hidden like small stars that only appear when you know where to look. A rightward tail wag, a pleasure growl, a shadow that follows you from room to room, a stolen shirt, a splute on the floor, a glance back during a walk, a dream-filled sleep beside you, a joyful morning reunion, a full-body lean, and in the rarest cases, the choice of you over food. These are not just cute habits. They are signals shaped by attachment, trust, emotional regulation, and thousands of years of shared evolution. If your dog shows many of these behaviors, you are seeing something precious. Not just affection, but deep devotion. Of course, sudden changes in sleep, appetite, clinginess, or social behavior can also reflect stress, pain, or medical problems. So if anything changes abruptly, consult a veterinarian or a qualified animal behavior specialist. This video is educational and should not replace professional advice. And if you enjoy uncovering the hidden psychology behind pet behavior, subscribe to Pet Brain Explained. Now tell me in the comments your dog's name and which of these rare signs they show most often.